Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Knuston Farm in Northamptonshire and Bedfordshire apparently. I've just remembered I need to turn the volume up. It is just after 7 o'clock on Sunday night for me, which means the Ireland match is just finished. Or it's not long finished. And Ireland won against France, which means the World Cup quarter-final at the weekend. It's going to be Ireland against Argentina, which is... I am over the moon. I am still not sleeping right. As I mentioned, I think yesterday, or possibly even tomorrow. Because that's how I record videos. I haven't been sleeping well lately, but... You know what, I can deal with a bad sleeping pattern if it means Ireland win games. So today... I finally get around to the plans for the day. Today we have a field to mow, and once that is mowed, and I don't know if that'll be done in this video or not, the mowing. I know that all of this stuff is getting done, I just don't know when. This is the plan for the next 2 videos, in fact. I'm gonna actually start mowing, which would be an idea. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mow up this field. As you can see, I've already got a bit of a headland done, as with board. When we have the mowing done, we are going to ted this field, because I want to make hay. And when we've got that done, we are... oh, nuts, I can't actually mow and do this at the same time. We are going to come down to this field down here, and we're going to windrow it. Also have this field over here mowed, tedded and windrowed up. So this one is ready to bale. This one needs to be windrowed. This one needs to have all the work done on it yet. So that's the plan for the next couple of videos and off-screen work. I started mowing on the other 2 fields at 12:40, and I've just kind of finished bringing everything back. So yeah, it's been a bit of a long time off camera. I don't mind too much because I was actually watching the... what was I watching? The Bathurst 1000 last night. Live from, well, Bathurst. Mount Panorama in New South Wales, Australia, which was won by Craig Lowndes, and then after that, pretty much immediately after that, the Formula 1 was on, which was nice. So I watched that and was extremely sarcastic and sassy. Don't ask me what that really loud click was, because I have no idea, and that's slightly worrying. I think something has just gone slightly awry. So yeah, that's what I've essentially been doing today. Is I've watched the Formula 1, been sassy, watched the Bathurst 1000 while mowing and tedding and windrowing and all of that good stuff, and watch the Ireland match. I've got to actually turn this mower off because this tractor is a funky little thing where it will mow regardless of how high I've got the mower. And yes, I did use this tractor to mow all the fields and this mower. So, getting into character, what needs to be done at the moment, and what's the plan? Well, realistically I need to get the bales done tonight. So I need to get this field mowed and tedded. It's gonna be fine to ted immediately because it's been dry. This grass is essentially dry. It just needs to be turned over a couple of times. It just needs to be turned over the once, really. And after that I can windrow it up and get it, just be ready for the baler to be brought out. And this will be the first field that'll get baled, and probably the last one to actually have the bales collected, because, well, the other fields are further away, and it makes sense to bring all the stuff closer to here. It makes sense to go from farther away first. So once I've got the bales in, I'm pretty much gonna shut up shop for the night. Well, not... let me go back on myself. Once I've got the bales done, as in, once I'm finished with the baling, that's the night. That's the end of the day for me, because the bales can sit in the field overnight. I've had a look at the weather forecast, and it's not too bad. There's a bit of hail predicted in a few days, but nothing I can't deal with. So yeah, the baling, I don't know what's going to happen with the baling, to be honest. It depends on how long it takes me to get this field processed. I might do it in a couple of videos time, just start the baling. I might just do it all off camera and move all, at least, well, some of the bales into the main yard, not sell them. I'm not quite sure yet. But I do need to get the hay baled. What comes after the baling? We'll have to get it moved. Okay, what comes after that? Well, after that, we got fields to take care of. And something important that I kind of neglected to check and to ensure. Not a baler, I have a baler. Don't get fixated on the baler. Something that I kind of forgot to check if this farm actually had. And I called Charles. He said, we don't have a plough. We've been kind of doing cultivation with a little cultivator and hoping for the best. So that's a thing I'm gonna have to buy. Gonna need a plough, gonna need a bigger mower, gonna need bigger equipment of all kinds, so that's kind of all of the money tied up for a while. What Charles also told me though was that he does own an old dairy farm down the road. Actually, I've passed it a few times. It's down as I'm heading down to the shop. What does that have to do with anything? Well, he said he's gonna start renovating the farm, which means I might. Should I? Yeah. You take that off, please. And turn back on, please. I've got a bit of a frog on my throat. Apologies. So, I want to have a look at the farm, and he wants my input on what needs to be done, and unfortunately means well, I guess unfortunately, it means we won't be going into dairy for probably a couple of harvests. I'd say at least one harvest cycle, 1 year before we can get into dairy. But he wants my input on what should be done to the dairy farm, and I want you guys, because why not make this a bit interactive? I want you guys to give me some opinions on what could be done here. And obviously, out of character, I'm going to be editing the dairy area down here. I want some ideas. Because I could just put in the Mulroy style edit where I put in a few sheds and that sort of stuff. And I will be putting in a couple of sheds. One thing I won't be changing is the cow nav mesh, because I have absolutely no idea how nav meshes work. And that's something that I'm not planning on learning right now. I want to just keep things basic and keep it to just editing buildings right now. Also, is this dynamic? That's going to be edited. So let's have a look in here at what can be done. Alright, so straight away I see there's a mess. There's a bunch of old rubble and skips and stuff. And well, tires I can... I could in theory put tires on top of the silage. I'm going to turn off the tractor here and just walk around. I could in theory put these tires on top of the silage, so if I keep them stacked up over here, that would be fine. This rubble and stuff, this is all going to go. He's getting builders in, so pretty much anything goes down here. These bales are going to go, the skip, these barrels. I already said the tires are going to be stacked up nice and neatly over here. Possibly... Ooh, what's behind here? Is there anything behind here? The tires could go back here. The silage clamp I may swap for a different one. I've got one in mind. This one's slightly floaty. I've got one in mind that's slightly smaller, but I think holds about the same amount of silage. These pallets and stuff, they're gonna go. They have no need for the pallets and stuff. The wheelbarrow is gonna go. All this junk. I think first things first. This place is gonna get cleared out, and that's gonna take a while, I think. And then after that, we'll be putting in the buildings. Let's have a look over here, see what's going on over here. This shed over here. Gonna keep this as is. This shed looks to be in good nick. So this is staying. And pretty much everything inside the fencing is staying. So... realistically, if I want to have a bit of space to have a feed mixer and stuff move along around here, these pallets can go as well. Realistically, what I'm gonna need to do is get 1 or 2 sheds in here for bales, definitely, because I'm gonna need to store some bales down here. I'll use the silage clamp for silage. That's a no-brainer. The bales that come up in here, I might knock part of this wall just to build a bit of a bigger shed, because I can extend back here a bit. If I need to, I can get rid of some of the trees. That's not an issue. I'm gonna need a kind of a vehicle storage shed somewhere, and I'm kind of thinking this area here might be an idea. Our equipment storage shed, just because if depending on what way I put the bale sheds, I guess I'll probably have a bit of space over here, so I can put a vehicle storage shed here and a couple of bale sheds, maybe facing out this way so that I can attack them. I mean, I might be able to put them back to back, in fact. There should be enough room. That wall's probably going to bite the dust. So yeah, I'm going to be renovating... Well, I'm not going to be... Well, I am out of character, yes, I will be renovating this in character. The builders are coming, so we'll be locked out. They'll be putting their signage and blocks up. I think they're going to... I'm not quite sure how they're going to block it off yet, but... they're going to be blocking it off so we can't really see in too well. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on down here, and it's so that we can get some things, some extra sheds and extra storage, and just renovate this place a bit. Over here with the sheep, I'm probably going to see if I can convince the builders just to clear up a bit of the mess here as well. Chickens over here. Well, the area laid out for the chickens, that's actually perfectly fine. The train passes by every so often, so just ignore it, please. I'm not quite sure why I had a frame rate hitch there. Am I running OBS again? No. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with this house. I'm gonna have to double check about a few things. Namely, is this the spawn point? I don't think that might be the spawn point. Wherever the spawn point is the owner's house, and I can't remember where that is off the top of my head. So, it is time to get back to work. Wasted enough time talking about what's going to be done to the dairy farm down here. Huh. That's a funky bug. Wasted enough time talking about what's going to go on with the dairy farm. They're obviously going to have some hoardings up. I think they're going to actually leave us have a look in there. Or whatever. I'm not quite sure how they're going to do it yet. So, back up to the meadow we're mowing. And I've wasted about half of the video talking about what's going to happen down the dairy farm, which is wonderful. So, what's going to happen? What time is it, more importantly? I've had a few hectic days. Okay, we're good for time. Had a hectic few days. I'm kind of everywhere at once at the moment. I didn't go to bed last night, but I kind of half snoozed in my chair for a while this morning because I'm like that. And when I got up, it was like Formula 1's on. Okay, I watched Formula 1. And then I went downstairs and was like, oh, it's time for food. Okay. And then rugby, and then then it's now. And at 8 o'clock, I have some stuff arranged. Go on, and it's currently 7:20, which kind of shows you how long of a day I've had. As the Formula 1 was on at 12 until like 2. I've completely passed the meadow. So yeah, I've been kind of splat all over. It's just everywhere at once today, and I'm tired, which is always a good thing. But probably putting on the Ireland against Poland match, because apparently Ireland do good in football now. Something about beating Germany, of all teams. You know, the world champions that men with handbags hit each other for half an hour championships, or whatever they call the World Cup now. Is it very rich men give money to each other? Because that seems to be what happens in FIFA nowadays. Seems to be what happens in most sports, to be honest. I'm kind of becoming disillusioned with sport in general. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, Charles said we don't have a plough on this farm, which is wonderful. Now, I'm going to use the money we currently have in the bank as a budget, so let's actually have a look in the shop. Good lord, I'm wasting half of this video. Can we get a 4-furrow plough? No, definitely not, we can't. We can, however, afford this. A 3-furrow Lizard 039D, which is made from reclaimed parts but does work. It will be functional, it will work, it won't fall apart, so let's buy that. Can I get a slightly bigger cultivator? That has a mysterious... You know, if I get two... oh, yeah, out of character. I'm going to re-download the... Is it Kote Subsoiler? If you remember, there was a subsoiler mod that I edited a while back. There's been a new version put up, so I'll be downloading that and throwing it into my mods folder and actually cheating it in here, because I'm going to be using that to make tram lines and I don't see the point in buying it. So that'll be cheated in, just because I'll only ever use it for courseplay stuff, for coursplaying out tram lines. This monosem, by the way, just while I'm on the topic of mods and stuff, does have errors. Where are they? I saw them. There we go. Cutting areas should not be used anymore. Add no ground reference nodes. I think I can fix that. There's also a UV out of range error, which I don't know how to fix. So there are the errors with the monosem. Lizard SWG is tempting. I need to get the new version of Soil Mod. That was... Oh, now I remember why I didn't record this earlier. I was supposed to get the new version of Soil Mod. Nuts. That's going to be a thing in the next video. We have a sprayer. We don't... we do have a pellet spreader. We don't need manure spreaders or slurry tanks right now. Yes, mowers. Disc bind pack has been added. They're kind of probably going to be the next step up, I think, after this guy, the Novacat, because that's a 3 meter working width, and the one that I have right now is probably like 1.5 meters. Good guess. 1.5 meter working width I've been using to mow these fields, and my god, it tells. How big is this thing? 3.3 meters. Tempted to get a different windrower as well. I kind of need to do mod spotlight that, so that won't be until next week. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm probably going to do it. There's a few mods that I want that I'm going to have to spotlight, so they're going to be things. What else do I have in here that I want to use? Like, what can I use now? I could use the auto wrap, but I don't have a bale spike suitable. I think that's it for now. This is going to be one of the end goals, the seed production facility, which is going to be fun, I think, because it's the more detailed one that I've got now, that it accepts more than what I used to have to put into it. So I could get another tractor as well if I really wanted. Did I buy that cultivator? No. Do I want to buy that cultivator? No. How do these seeders stack up against 2.7? Mod authors. I know some people who make mods do watch me. Please, for the love of all that is holy, and this is my biggest pet peeve with mods, give information. You can't just say, oh well, it's the monosem NC Classic. What does it plant? How wide is it? This is the Lizard SWG-216A. It's got a capacity of 450 litres. Another thing missing from the monosem, might I add. Working with the 2.7 metres. Oh look, not in the monosem. And it gives the fruit types, which... 2600... cheating a bit. I know I said I'd keep everything, but the monosem is getting deleted from my mod folder. Sorry, monosem fans, you're not going to get to see me use it, because the Lizard is better. It is a better mod. You know, if I had the FS 2011 pack when I bought this sprayer, I would have actually got this one instead, because I am that insane. I think that's about it for now, for the mod swappage. In fact, no, I'm gonna buy this and swap out the homemade cultivator as well, because again, working widths, they're not just, you know, they're not just toys. I mean, this is working with. This doesn't, but it's a baler. You know, you run over the thing. This is a working with. 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 This is a beta. I can deal with that not having a working with. This even has a working with, and it's a cycle bar more. This does. And the bale capacity is tiny. It's actually pointlessly tiny, and I'm kind of glad I didn't use this, because Dago went and used it, and after like 300 bales, you get a warning up in Polish that I have no idea what it means. So this is probably going to disappear as well at some point. The RKS is probably going to stay, because I want to be masochistic and try and use it for Field 1. I'm only going to sort out Field 1 this time around, because the equipment I have is tiny. I don't want to be spending 12 or 14 hours sorting out the two fields. Seriously, I wouldn't spend that long doing it, so that's going to be the thing. I've wasted the entire video talking about nothing. Wonderful! So, yeah, I've got a lot of stuff that I want to get done, and plenty of time to do it. So, the next video is going to be me finishing off this mowing. I know this one's not finishing just yet, but just so that you know what to expect. It's going to be me finishing off the mowing here, and then, because this won't take 2 hours, and I'm going to go for about 2 hours video, just doing whatever needs to be done. Finishing off the mowing, then tedding this, then windrowing it. I think I'm going to have to put it the windrow, because if I had to guess, I would guess those three would take 2 hours. Or like within 15 minutes of it, which would make it nearly pointless to go onto the other field. And then off camera, I will finish anything that needs to be done in this field. And I'm going to move on to the rectangular wavy one down the other side of the railway line. And then, if it's... then it's just a matter of how much light there is, because YouTube and darkness don't go well together. Let's put it that way. If it's still reasonably bright, as in like not nighttime, I'll do some baling on camera. If it's quite dark, you're probably gonna get... well, I'm probably gonna skip through the night and just have the bales be there in the next video after, like these two. Because I've got... you know, it seems like I've got unlimited free time, but I really don't, because I'm working on this and edits and other stuff. And, oh my god. Seriously, I think I'm starting to like stress myself to the point where I can't sleep, which is delicious. It's also why I sound a bit kind of off in Moroi this week. It's because I've been having horrible sleeping problems. As in, I literally can't sleep some nights. It's like... what's my usual time of going to sleep lately? It's 6 or 7 in the morning by the time I get to bed. So by the time I get up, it's somewhere in between 11 AM and 3 PM. This is like I have a quick snack and then do some stuff. Usually just... this is gonna sound weird. I usually jump into a Assetto Corsa or Project Cars because they wake me up. It sounds really weird. I've got a few games that I could jump into, like game stock car. I just jump into sometimes. That involves a bit of setting up on my end because steering issues. But yeah, I just jump into a racing game because I actually find that doing a bit of free practice in something, even if it's just terrible free practice, just something to something that forces me to concentrate on it, actually does help me. Help me get in the mindset to do other things, which I think this week is mainly going to be editing maps and finding stuff to edit maps with. But yeah, life of a YouTuber. It's wonderful, but my lord, it just starts absorbing your life if you let it. And I'm letting it because I love it. It is fun though, and on the note of, this is kind of final. This has been mainly out of character. Good lord, I might do some post commentary on the next video. Just come up with some storyline to give you guys. On a kind of a final note for this video, and just to top it all off with out of character stuff, as some of you know, I don't know if all of you know, but as some of you know, I do read all the comments that are left on the channel. Some I agree with, some not so much, and that's kind of the whole point of having comments, is that I don't agree with everyone. If I wanted to agree with everyone, I'd just have a giant echo chamber and block anyone who disagrees with me ever. The mod spotlight I put up on Saturday was a bunch of American Eagles stuff. You guys enjoyed the way that I used the dev tools that Giants allow you to unlock. I'm not really sure the console commands and stuff. So that's going to be a thing whenever I got tractors in the future, is I'm going to check the claimed horsepower against the actual in-game horsepower. Which, by the way, is something I never did with this Massey, so let's find out real quick. It's GS, I'm gonna say no. Is it set power consume? No. It is vehicle toggle debug rendering. So this Massey Ferguson, just to prove that it can be done pretty easily, claims 79 horsepower. Now if it's anything under 100 I'll deal with it. And it has, that is really accurate, 78.1, which means it's lost 1 horsepower. Which for a restored tractor you'd expect it to be around about it's 78 horsepower in reverse too. I literally can't recommend this mod any more than I already do. I totally didn't end up tapping around there. So yeah. Also, this happens when this is what you get in multiplayer and whatever. There you go. So yeah, this Massey gives exactly what it says on the tin, which doesn't in any way surprise me. If this was up on FSUK, it would probably be not only gold standard but a staff choice. It is just so fantastic as a mod. It's so fun to play with. It's slow and it's, you know, it's not the biggest tractor in the world, and it's slow and it's a bit clunky, but sometimes that means it's a quality mod. I know I complain sometimes with like really ridiculously slow mods, I don't think I have actually, but sometimes you don't see the mods that I complain about. But if a mod goes, I think, too slowly, it's just like, this is unrealistically slow. I think this Massey would go, what's 40 kilometers an hour? 43 is about 25 miles an hour? Possibly somewhere around there. That's just doing it in my head conversion, so it's probably a bit off. 7 kilometers, 5 miles. That seems about right. Well, 8 kilometers, 5 miles. So, well, 24 and a bit miles an hour, so 25, just to round it up. Yeah. I think this Massey would do it. I think everything I've done with the Massey so far is actually somewhat realistic. Especially running a sickle bar more. Which, by the way, I'm planning on retiring after this run of hay because this is just too small. It's too small and the work width is a bit wonky. So yeah, I am going to leave it here. This video. I'll be back tomorrow on Mulroy Bay, which I need to edit a bit more just to smooth out some stuff that I noticed. And I'll be back here on Knuston Farm on Thursday, where I will be doing all of the grass work. And possibly, depending on how insanely busy I am over the next like 24 hours or so, I will either have music or some post-commentary with a little story. I kind of need to think up a story first. Fun fact, all of the story that I've come up with so far, with the bank and stuff, has just been kind of, oh, that works. That's a reason, as I'm saying it, so, yeah. Is there anything else I want to say? No. Is there? No. Genuinely have to think there. Is that like everything I want to talk about out of character? Because this is going to be one of the, hopefully one of the few episodes where I'm just completely out of character. By the way, when I'm doing the ploughing, it'll be like one episode of me talking, one episode of sped up, and then the rest I'll do off camera, because that plough is tiny, and part of me just wants to enjoy real terrain with it, which is why I chose a tiny plough. That, and I can only afford a tiny plough. So I'm gonna leave it here. I say almost 5 minutes after I originally said it. Probably the third time I've said it, because that seems to be a thing. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow on Mulroy Bay, or if you prefer sticking with Knuston, that's up to you. Until I see you again. Actually, if you are... I haven't recorded yet. If you enjoy cars, I'll probably be doing a kind of a mod thing. Playing around with a mod that I found today in... I don't know what I'll be doing for Fast Friday quite yet. But if you enjoy fast cars and crashes, especially crashes because I'm terrible. I'm competent. I would say competent but not safe. I'll be doing Fast Friday on Friday in either Project Cars or Assetto Corsa. Don't quite know what I'll be doing yet, but it's possibly going to be an open wheeler of some description. There's an open wheeler mod I want to play around with in Project Cars, and I have been playing around with a bit, and it's really fun. And there's some open wheelers that I want to kind of showcase in project cars. Or I might show off the new free car on a circuit that I haven't quite decided yet. So until I see you again, thank you very, very much for watching. Stay safe. And goodbye.